everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Tower, and I'm going to talk about the top 10 games played on the Dice Tower Cruise 2022. Now, of course, there's always going to be caveats when it comes to something like this. First of all, Ark Nova, which is a very popular game, was set on a hot games table. So I don't know how many times that got played. I did not do any counting. It's also a longer game, which brings me to my second point. Some games are just longer. For example, Boone Lake, very popular game, but it was played for very long periods of time, and at one point someone checked it out for 24 hours, which kind of messed with the stats. And honestly, that could have happened to other games too. So lighter games likely have a chance to be higher on this list, also if a game has multiple copies. But you know what? It is what it is. So we're just going to go through the top 10 games that were checked out the most. Overall, there was, I believe, 1,753 checkouts over 6 days, which is quite a few games that were played. And some of the ones here surprised me a bit. Just missing the cut, Seven Wonders Architects, Cubitos, Nidavellir, Calico. Bridesmaids. Here we go. Number 10, Meadow. Now, Meadow is a game that when I first played, I thought this could be a hit. And I think it is coming around in a slow burn. This idea, I mean, the gorgeous artwork, people love Rebels stuff for the most part, but each card in this game with a completely different art. I mean, if this does not win or is not nominated for some of the best artwork of the year, I'll be very surprised. I really like this. It's simple. This was played 17 times. Number 9. This is one of the surprises to me. This is one of my favorite games from last year. Was played 18 times, and that's Vagrant Song. And I'll tell you why it surprises me. Is because it is kind of a dungeon crawl-esque style game. But I think it's been intriguing people. So they're checking it out of the library, if nothing else, just to look at it. Been getting a lot of very, very positive buzz. And this idea that you're in a train on its way to perdition, I suppose, trying to help these lost souls go back. And has cartoony artwork. It's very fun. Number 7. We're jumping from 9 to 7 because there's two number 7s. They're tied, both being played 19 times. First, we have Furnace from Arcane Wonders. This game, very simple game. Auction for half of each round, then run your machine. It's very simple. It's back to the basics. What a cool little game. And this one I know is correct because I saw people playing it all over the place. And then tied with Furnace is a bigger game, and that's Isle of Cats. Also played 19 times. Now, I know a lot of people are excited. Just a few days ago, I got the delivery of the expansion for Isle of Cats. And so maybe people were prepping for that. But this Polyomino game, clearly the most popular of the Polyomino games, is getting a lot of play. Number 6 is 20 Plays Space Base. Now, we have Space Base, and then I have the big box, which includes Space Base in. So they were combined together. But man, a lot of people like this game, and one of those was me playing the game. I just have a lot of fun. I don't even remember if I taught it another time. There's a lot of fun things about Space Base, rolling dice, getting resources. Incidentally, Bad Company was played around 14 times, a newer game, but people like that style of game. All right, that's number 6. We now have a 3-way tie for number 3. 3 games got checked out 22 times. The first 2 are almost always spoken together in the same breath, and once again, they're tied. First, we have Dune Imperium, which, since we have the new expansion, a lot of people wanted to see that, but people like playing Dune Imperium. I also have it blinged out. Fantastic. A lot of fun deck-building game, and you're fighting over the planet Arrakis. Then, tied with that, we have Lost Ruins of Arnak. Also, people want to check out the new expansion for that. It's interesting watching these two games. Very rarely have I seen two games that have some similarities, but not a lot. But they're compared together, they seem to be equally as popular, just doing really well. So, Dune Imperium, Lost Ruins of Arnak, and these tied with, and this is another surprise to me, Foundations of Rome. Now, I know part of that is because Foundations of Rome has not been delivered to backers yet, but also Lost Ruins and Dune Imperium both had 2 copies in the library. Foundations has 1 copy. It is a very hefty copy to carry around, and it still got played 22 times. Building the City of Rome, of course, people wanted to look at it. It is a gorgeous one. It's a good game to play at a convention, but I often complain that big, grandiose games don't get played at conventions very often, and this one was. All right, that's number 3, a 3-way tie. And number 2, with 26 checkouts, very hot game from last year, light, easy to play with cards, Cascadia. Cascadia, I mentioned Calico, almost made the list. Cascadia seems to be a follow-up to that. This one just has that buzz going. People are talking about it's very simple. You're drafting a card and a tile, building this tableau. You're not drafting a card and a tile. You're drawing a tile and an animal, and building this tableau in front of you, and then following rules on cards to score points. And we had 1 copy of it, and it got checked out 26 times. Our number 1 game, so you might consider Cascadia to be the winner, because our number 1 game has multiple copies. It's not new, and I think people play it because it's just that much fun, and I have all mine blinged out. That's Quacks of Quedlinburg, 32 times checked out. That's 5 times a day. Lots of people playing this game. What else is there to say? Quacks, this one surprises me. You know what, as a side note, what surprised me is that Wingspan did not make the top 10. In fact, Wingspan did not make the top 30. So that's an unusual thing, and that's even considering I have multiple Wingspans in my library. So Wingspan's still very popular, but Quacks is holding out. Did very well. So those are the top 10 checked out games on the Dice Tower Cruise. I thought you might find that information interesting. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.